All right, our next speaker is someone who's a big favorite among iCaucus supporters. He's running for governor, and he's from San Diego County, and it's Larry Naritelli.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. It's great to see everybody here. I'd like to start out like I always start out. God bless America. I want everybody to shout it out. God bless America. All right. I want to tell you a little bit about me here, and while I'm speaking, if you believe in what I have to say, I'd love you to come up here and sign the Constitution and stand behind me. I started out here a little over a year ago, and I started out because I was watching TV and I was watching our president, and he was telling us how he was going to fundamentally change the United States of America. So I was yelling at the TV set because I don't want to fundamentally change the United States of America. And my son Joe here, he looked over at me and he says, "Dad, are we going to have a revolution?" And at first that made me pause, and I thought about it, because a revolution is violent and a revolution is bloody. And I looked at him and I said, "Joe, no, we don't have to have a revolution in this country, because what we have is a Constitution. Our founding fathers wrote this Constitution so we would not have to have a violent revolution in this country. We can change our leaders. We can change them with the rights every 2 years and every 4 years. So if we have someone in power who's abusing their authority, we can take them out of power." So we started going to tea parties, and that's what everybody out here is doing today, because you are standing up for your rights and for your Constitution. And we started traveling up and down this state, and as I started traveling up and down this state, I realized that people are scared. People know that the government is taking away their land and taking away their freedoms. And they're using deception and duplicity to do so. One of the first things we started protesting was the water restrictions, because the government has said because there's a 2-inch fish that they're going to turn the water off to our farmers. And that started depriving the farmers of their ability to produce an income so they could pay their bills and pay their mortgage, and then the government goes in and seizes their land. Well, our Constitution does not say "we the fish," it says "we the people." Now then, when that 2-inch fish was not enough, they started saying that they were going to turn the water off because of the salmon. Well, salmon are farmed, just like crops. Salmon are not an endangered species. They're served in every restaurant in the country. Our government is using deception and duplicity. And one of the biggest things they use is the global warming fraud and the climate change hoax. And they try and tell you that we don't need greenhouse gas emissions. We have to control them. Well, the #1 greenhouse gas emission is water evaporating off of our oceans, and when it does, it cools the planet. It takes heat to transfer that water over the land and give us rain to water our crops. So we want our water back, and we want our freedoms back. Now what they're trying to do, Nancy Pelosi, Barbara Boxer, Henry Waxman, they're trying to create a climate change treaty, because in Article 6 of the Constitution, it says a foreign treaty becomes the supreme law of the land, all of the other rights notwithstanding. So it takes away the rights of the people and the rights of the states. So if they enter into a climate change treaty, we lose our right to free speech. We lose our right to freedom of assembly. And that's why I told my son we have to go out and we have to go and start joining these tea parties. And when you come out to these tea parties, you see that "Don't Tread on Me" flag. That's because people know. Everybody knows in their hearts that their rights are being threatened. So what do we need? We need common sense leaders in government. And we need someone who's going to stand up for the people. So I went up and I started standing with every Tea Party group in this state. I started standing up with the North County Conservatives, with the Independence Caucus, with the Southern California Tax Revolt Coalition, with Stop Taxing Us. I volunteered my time. I didn't sit at home. I got out there and I got involved because I wanted to fight for the people of this state. So what do we have to do? We need a governor who's going to stand and allow our farmers to have certainty on their contracted water supplies so they can produce an income and generate wealth. We need a governor who is going to allow us to tap our domestic oil resources.
Yeah.
Oil creates wealth. Windmills and solar panels are not efficient forms of energy. We cannot improve our energy efficiency in this country by going to inefficient forms of energy. The internal combustion engine is the most efficient form of transportation in the world. Electric cars are a hoax, and I'll prove that to you. If you get in your hybrid car and you drive it down the road, when the battery runs down, what's charging that battery back up while it's driving the car down the road? The internal combustion engine. The government is trying to take and create foreign treaties on ammunition, on gun control. They're trying to take our Second Amendment rights away. They also use the environment to take away lead bullets. They say you can't have lead bullets because that's going to destroy the environment, so they ban your ammunition. Well, the lead came out of the environment, so going back into the environment isn't going to hurt anything. On illegal immigration, I want to ask everybody here. I want all of you who have free health care to hold up your hand. Well, if you don't have free health care, then they don't deserve free health care either. We have to reduce the incentives that are causing illegal aliens to come across our border. Maybe we should make them pay for our health care. We have to cut our tax rates and cut the regulations that are crippling businesses in this state. Currently, with AB 32, businesses are being driven out of the state as fast as possible. We have to make sure we don't just suspend AB 32, but we abolish AB 32. On education, we have to improve our education system. We have to hold our teachers accountable and our schools accountable, and we have to improve our trade school education system, because not everybody is fortunate enough to go to college, and those that can't go to college can be productive workers in welding, in machining, and in all sorts of trades that allow us to have a strong manufacturing base and a strong economy. Now, I still want all of you to come up here and sign this Constitution. I know you've already done it there. So, I would like to end this right now by saying that our president says that we cling to guns and religion. Well, we have our arms and we have our faith, but we cling to the flag and the Constitution of the United States of America. God bless America. Thank you for coming out today.